Hey everybody, welcome to today's live stream. This is Simeon Ambergy with PraiseTracks.com, home of the joyful sound. And I'm always in search of new adventures and love sharing my explorations with all of you. And welcome everybody. So today we're going to be taking a look at the first library from a new company to me, and that is Sonixinema. And let's see, let's get situated here. So Sonixinema is, yeah, it's a mouthful. Sonixinema. Sonixinema. There we go. So they have just such an amazing variety of instruments, and their latest addition to a new series, a contemporary soloist series, is the Contemporary Soloist Violin. They had previously introduced the cello, and so I was able to get my hands on a copy of the Contemporary Soloist Violin. And I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. It's my first Sonixinema product to review, and hopefully not my last. So I'm really looking forward to that. So the Soloist Violin was recorded by Max Baillie, and he was responsible for playing on a lot of different scores. You can look at the blog article here. It's really cool. How to Train Your Dragon, Spectre, and Red Sparrow, and he's played for John Williams and all this kind of thing. And so, what is really cool is that you are able to capture not only a beautiful violin. I think it's an 1800s, 1845. The violin was that old, just full of music. And not only do you capture that beautiful instrument, but also the personality of the musician of Max. I mean, Max is really an eclectic player, and so he's played on so many different soundtracks and in so many different styles, and so you can hear that reflected in this instrument. And so you don't need the full Kontakt player because it is actually a Kontakt instrument, and so it's going to be fun to kind of take a look. And this is a little different for me because it's not a piano, so it's gonna trigger different things. And also, it's easy for me to jump on here live. I love to be here live to be able to share these experiences with you because I'm able to be in the moment. And All Ray, good to see you. Roran, good to see you. And Benjamin, good to see all of you in the chat. And if you have any questions while we're live, feel free to jump in the chat. And thanks so much for all the great support. And so let's just dive right in. So we can see that it's just a very simple, nicely laid out interface. And so I'm just going to pull up the first preset here, which is the expressive legato. And you can look and see they give you 17 basic articulations, and then we're going to go through and just experiment and play some. And Michael, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me today. So let's load up the expressive legato, and let's just kind of get going. Okay, here we go. So I've got the my expression pedal CC11. Now it's doing CC7. So hey Billy Mag, good to see you. So this is just right out of the box, the first legato patch that we have here. And you can hear in that legato that really beautiful, nice, delicate vibrato in that. And the sound is really nice and crisp and clear because they did not record this in a big hall. So you've got a nice, tight studio sound. Not a lot of decay as far as in the room. See? And it's really cool. And Home, good to see you. So you've got two different mic perspectives. You've got like a close mic. You actually have well, let's look at that. Let's go to the mix page. Now you've got a little tab here with the microphone, and that brings up the mix position. So you have a close mic, a mono mic, then a close stereo, and the mid mics and the far. So the close stereos are 414s, and the mids are, I think, some Neumanns. They use all these beautiful Neumann microphones, the U47s and some TLMs, and it's great. And then you've got a far perspective. So what you have is that you have this proximity slider, and look at what happens to the mic position. So what it does, if you have it all the way up, you're going to just get the very close mic. And that's right in the center. And then as we move it out, you go all the way out to the far. And they did such a beautiful job recording this. You know, sometimes solo violins tend to come out kind of harsh and grating, but this didn't give that to me. I've been doing a lot of solo violin testing over the past few months. I've been working on an actual solo violin project with a fabulous violinist. And so to try to find the right sounds, the right violin sounds, I've experienced some that are just so harsh and grating, and this has a very beautiful tone to it. Very delicate, very nice. And I think it's the way they recorded it. They recorded it with those beautiful mics, and it gives it such a warmth. So just while we're here at the interface, you've got envelopes where you can, alter the attack. See? We can take it all the way. You can just shave off the attack and the decay, and then the release. And then we also have filter envelopes and different things that we can do here. And then you have in the middle here, you've got the stereo width. So we're just going to kind of get all of these little details out of the way before we just start to dive in. Yeah, so you notice now that release was cut off and it just zipped. So you've got a lot of flexibility with what you can do here. I like having the mic perspectives here where you can get a blend, but then you can always go over here to the mix. So the mix is just like their combination of different mic positions just kind of blended themselves. So, okay, so let's just jump on. That was the legato. Oh, well, while we're here, let me just show you what else they've done. So they've given you, for each of the presets, they've given you the clean. That's what we were listening to. And then the distant, and they do a little extra filtering and stuff with this. You can see the chorus and the delay, reverb. Yeah, listen to that. When you're making those note transitions, yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. And I just discovered these just earlier today. And I get so excited about getting a new library. And it's just like, I look through the manual real quick, but it's just like, I've got to jump on and I've got to share. And so for each of these, you get the clean, distant, and space. And it just really, it takes it to just some crazy places. And that's just the same instrument that we're listening to. Yeah, with the space. So here we go. Let's go ahead and look at another. You have dark sustains. I'm going to drop that over there. So this is the dark sustains, and I'm just going to go go through these presets here, and let's see what we got. Very dry, and that's what that clean preset's good for. It's Benjamin. It's actually it's a really cool violin, and I think the way that they recorded it so close, they're really capturing a lot of just the directness of it. So let me just jump in and see with the mix position, especially on these. Yeah, because you can see that the close mono and stereo, so that's picking up a lot of that, just a lot of that direct sound. So let's just dial in the mids and then the far mic. The other thing is, because they recorded it so dry, that gives you a lot of flexibility in how you can apply additional reverbs and that type of thing to the sound to get it the way you want it. And you hold on to that and you listen to what's happening. So you hear a lot of different things happening as they play that. Okay, so that's the clean. Let's check out that distant. I love what they're doing with some of these things here. And then we can mess around with that proximity. Take it all the way out. You hear all those crazy overtones as well with that. It's really kind of cool. Okay, let's do the dark sustains space. So it takes the violin and it's transformative. It takes it to different and I'm playing more, you know. So it's different textures that you get. Okay, so let's go on. Aggressive shorts. And the thing is, they're playing these in some really cool styles, different techniques, just not necessarily your typical solo violin library. So let me see. Yeah, and then when you hear those shorts, so it stops at that G, so you've got to remember. so it does have that edge, that bite to it. So let's check out the distant. I'm glad I found these extra snapshots in here because it really takes these things. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's really cool. And it is so cool. Let's see, let's check out the space. I love what they're doing with these. Well, Sonixinema, good to see you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And it's a soloist violin, but you see what happens to me with 20 finger Simeon. It's like Dr. T and the Thousand Fingers, but sometimes you take an instrument, a traditional instrument, and you take it out of the box and it becomes something totally different. And I think that's the power of sample libraries. We can take something. It doesn't have to be what it is. It can be something else. And that's what happens when I'm doing these. And that's why sometimes it's easy for me to just jump on here live because I can explore and discover along with you. And that's what I enjoy doing so much. So let's have some more fun with this. Yeah, this is just the third preset that they've given us, the aggressive shorts, the third articulation that we have. But already, and the velocity is controlling a lot of that dynamic. And then, reading about the movies that he was in, that he played on, like, you can just hear the that Nordic sound and the dragons flying around and all that stuff. That's what puts you in those atmospheres. It just makes you think of so many different things that you can do. Okay, let's keep going. Gypsy Pizzicato. Okay, yeah, this is cool, especially what they've done with these other things. So, and again, listen to how nice and crisp and dry this is. So you're not competing with the room. A lot of times, a string library will be recorded in the room, and the room becomes much bigger than the sound itself, than the instrument itself. So you're always competing with that. But this, because they recorded it so tight and dry and nice, you don't compete with that. So you can place this into any kind of setting that you have. It stops at G. Okay, let's drop this down. Let's go to distant. And yeah, you've got chorus and you've got some tape saturation. You've got 3 different types of tape saturation if you want, and that just adds a little extra personality to the sound. And you can see the envelope, they kind of shaped that so that attack is just a little, it's coming in a little bit more, like a brushed, almost like a brushed pizzicato. And here again, you forget that you're playing a violin because they take it and yeah, they just take it somewhere else. So let's go to space. Let's go to space and see what happens. Yeah, that's a little wild. That's a little wild. Okay. Yeah. Are you having fun yet? I'm having fun. So thank you guys. Thanks for joining me. It's always such a pleasure. And yeah, while we're here and Sonixinema is here in the room with us, man, make sure if you've got any questions, just put them in the chat and we'll do the best we can to answer those. Okay. And now this is the ricochets, and these are kind of where the bow just kind of bounces off the strings, and it just gives a really, yeah. Brrr. Very, very cool. Okay. Irregular. So they're not, and it's not, all the samples are not clean. It's just not necessarily going for perfection. It's going for personality and experience. Yeah, now you've got that delay going. And here's where you get into some really cool rhythmic things with the delays and the ricochets. And I love playing off of those types of things. It's all about sparking ideas. Really cool. Now the space ricochets. Yeah, and they really are making use of that delay. And that delay is tempo sync to your DAW. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so let's keep going. And twisted tremolo. Yeah, very cool. Now you can hold it up. And it's just like right on the edge. Okay, so home. So the ADSRs, they control the filters, and basically I've not messed with them. But let's just do this on the tremolos. So right now the attack is pretty much all the way off. So now let's bring it up to about 1.5 milliseconds. Now let's see. See how that fades in? Yeah. Now, so the mod wheel's going to control going to control the expression. And so with the decay, let's turn the decay off. And see, let me see something. Let's just go ahead and just do this. Okay, so when the attack reaches its peak without a decay or any other parameters, it's going zip. Yeah, and now you just can adjust the decay, and then this point where it sustains. And then that'll just hold it off. Yeah, let's see. You know, you can actually assign the you can assign any of these to whatever controller that you want. Mainly the mod wheel is for dynamics and expression. And so let's do this with the filter. Now, what you can do, you can link the amplitude and the filter together, so they both affect the cutoffs and things together. Yeah, see how they're all kind of linked together now. But let's say we can do something different. And that's like controlling the filter, the high pass filters and things. And then we've even got a pitch envelope. Yeah, so you hear that swoop up there. Yeah, so we can take it all the way over here. And you hear the pitch rising. And that's a little extreme, but that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do. Yeah, and it starts coming back down. So if you don't have an attack and just the decay, the pitch goes wow. And then we can just release it like this. So now we're actually talking about going into space with that. So it becomes more of a sound design tool. So we can take this beautifully sampled violin and totally just do some crazy stuff with it. So that's what's so cool about having those extra controls there. And then that's just the envelope section, the effects section, where you've got tape saturation, delays, and different room impulses. Very, very flexible. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take the twisted tremolo to space. And I love the way that they've just, they did not complicate the interface. The interface is just like right here, everything that you need. And, I don't mind switching pages and that type of thing. As long as the interface is clear and able to navigate, that's what makes it fun. It doesn't get in the way. So this is the twisted tremolo in space. Tremolos in space. So now we're right into sound design territory and atmospheric things. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, I think we might be back. I've been having few network issues, and welcome back. If you can, thanks for hanging in there. I mean, I tell you what, we were going so good, but we're going to get back on track here. If my internet provider is cooperative, so. Okay, let's just jump right back in. Thanks, guys, so much. If it's your first time here, if you're still here, this is Simeon from PraiseTracks.com, and thanks for hanging in here. And if it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe, and I appreciate it. And there are things that you cannot control. Sonixinema says, what other libraries would you like them to see? Like to see them create? Because if you look at their website, they've got a ton of very interesting libraries. So it is just like the frontiers keep getting greater and greater, and it's always good to hear input from you guys out there to these companies. Let them know what you want to see. Let them know what you like. Let them know that you're enjoying this content when we're not having any network issues. So let's jump right back into contemporary soloist violin. And thanks, guys, for watching and hanging in here. So evidently the Collegno space really got us out there. And so let's just go back to that. What is so fascinating about this is that you listen and you hear, it's almost like crystal or icy, the way that and with all the nice effects and everything, it's great. So just leave them in the comments below or the chat. Leave them in the chat and in the comments after the stream. It's great. It's because it's really helpful when developers get input from you guys. Okay. Now these are arpeggio crossings, and hold on. So let's take a look at this. Now this is where he's actually played a lot of different things, like the arpeggios, really, kind of played them live, and they captured these. And you see the different key ranges. Okay, I'll do my best, Ted. Thank you. I just got to take a breath because I do need to control myself at times. I just need to take a breath because there's so much in here. So let's just tie one hand behind the back, and let's just kind of listen to these. So you have minor. So they're playing that. So they're playing those arpeggios. So these are minor arpeggios. And the different key ranges, they indicate the inversion. So you've got this inversion, then you've got this inversion, and then the third inversion. Now they give you an octave in between, and now we have the major. Now, Sonixinema, whoever's there, can you? I had a question about this myself. Like the arpeggios, are they time stretchable or tempo syncable, or are they just, or is this what we have? So that would be great to be able to have these kind of adapt to the tempos. Yeah, so that's cool. And then of course we've got the two different things. So let's just put these in space. Yeah, that's really cool. So you know what, Ted, if you're still with us, I'm just going to go back real quickly because I know some of you might have joined us late in the stream. So let's do this. Let's just go back to the initial legato. Just revisit that briefly one more time, so you can just kind of get a fresh um, taste of what just the and I'm just going to. Yeah, listen to that finesse. And let's take the proximity. Now that's as close as you can get. And let's take it out to the far. Oh, that is far. Okay, yeah. But you just hear how clean that sound is. I keep going back to that. Just how clean and delicate that sound is, and it translates to all of the other articulations. So now here we have warp sustains, and I feel a little calmer now, I guess. So now that we're kind of we've kind of got back into groove a little bit. So these are warp sustains, and let's see what we've got going on with these. Yeah, just a little grittier, wilder playing. Just not. So it gives a little life. So it's not stale. It's not just sitting. It's not just sitting there. So let's throw this out into the distance. Listen to that. Ah, man. My goodness. Now with the warp sustains, because you've got the articulation playing a little bit, not straight completely, it gives that inter animation, I guess. Um, it's really cool. And with the effects and what they're doing here, like see with the envelope, see we've got that attack just kind of making it smooth going in there. So it all adds up to something very, very unique and beautiful sounding. You've got all of those harmonics going on as well. So many places you can go. So many places you can go, and I can't even begin to imagine what that would sound like in the context with other instruments. Very beautiful. Then you've got the circular bowings, and that's just where they're just kind of going crazy with the bow, and it creates just a very different atmosphere. So the sound's always in motion. And then when you play other notes, they don't all start at the same time, so they're kind of interplaying with each other. Listen to that. It almost sounds like a breath. So you get, yeah, that's kind of wild. It's that attack on the bow, just that it just sounds like breathing. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so let's just let's throw this out in space. It's all of that interplay that's going on. It keeps the sound just moving and interesting. Very cool. Very cool. All right, we're just having some fun. Thank you guys for joining me. It's always such a pleasure. So harmonic falls. Now we're getting into some stranger articulations here. So let's just see. Just those harmonics. And let's just throw this in to distant. Yeah, and having the reverb there, you get that extra tail. Again, it takes the sound and it just takes it to another level when you're doing that. Okay, so let's keep going. Harmonic wavers. Okay. Okay, yeah. So they're taking, doing those harmonics, but making them kind of go just unorthodox, maybe things that you don't find in a lot of your libraries. Now let's just, yeah. Really unusual. And then, of course, when we take them to space, it just takes them to a whole different level. Yeah, listen to that. Yeah, very interesting for sure. Okay, and we've got some glissandos. Yeah. So you're going all the way up, all the way up, and all the way back down again. It's almost like Wile E. Coyote going down on the wire. Going back up again. Yeah, sometimes you need those really cool effects to, when, where you never know when you're going to need that harmonic glissando. But listen to this when we've got it in the distant snapshot. And if you're listening on headphones, you hear all kinds of stuff going on in that stereo field. Very cool. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. And then, of course, you've got the seagulls. And I don't want to say that too loud because every time we mention seagulls, we think about Yoda for some reason. So yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And now let's just throw that let's throw that out in space. Yeah, now listen to that. Rockin' and rollin'. Yeah, that's cool. And it's so cool that they've given us these extra cool things to go with. So this is some crescendos. Now I'm singing that in my mind, and so these are natural crescendo articulations here. Yeah, I knew, Debbie, you would hear about the seagulls. And now let's put these in crescendos in space. Now listen to that. Once again, you can take something that appears simple on the surface, but you can take it a little deeper. Yeah, it is very cool. Chris, I'm loving this too. Very interesting adventure today. And now this is the decrescendos. Chris, yes, this is a Kontakt library, but it is Kontakt Player and NKS compatible. So if you don't have a full version of Kontakt, this plays in the free Kontakt Player. So yeah, it's a Kontakt only instrument, but yet you can still use it because it's the NKS and free player compatible. So that's always good. But even if you don't have the full version of Kontakt, I think they've extended the promotion for the full version of Kontakt 6. So if you don't have the full version of Kontakt, I recommend, if you love libraries like this, there's so many things out there. It's always a great thing to have, and especially now you can get it at a special rate. So yeah, it's really cool. So now let's put it back in space. Now this is the decrescendos. Thanks, Chris. We look forward to seeing you again on another stream. Make sure you subscribe and hit those notifications, because you never know when I'm going to pop up next. Very nice. Very nice. I love having those extra snapshots in there because it just takes these to a whole different place. Okay, now, this is what I run into a lot. I say, well, we're just going to do a few of these, and then we go ahead and just run down the whole list, because that's what happens when you get started. You open one and you play it, and you say, well, I've got to open this next one, because behind every door, behind every corner, there is something new to discover. And so here we are. Here we are with the last of these is the body taps. Now, what this allows you to have is some percussive elements. Um, and you don't want to really hit an 1845 violin very hard, because it's a priceless instrument. But yet you still have that little percussiveness, if you wanted it. And of course, we've got to go check out the distant. Now let's see something here. Yeah, so that pitch envelope can affect that some. So let's see. Yeah, now let's just take it to space, see what they've done with that. Oh, wow. So they've taken the pitch and kind of shifted. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to have. And so last thing that we're gonna take a look at are the multis. They've given us some really cool multis that give us an idea of how some of these can be used to, when you're using these together. And so let's take a listen. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Let's hide the browser here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so we've got irregular ricochets, dark sustains, two layers of dark sustains there. So let's kind of tweak this a little bit. All right, there we go. So those ricochets just add that nice rhythmic element to it. And that's what sucks me down in the rabbit hole, is when you get those cool ricochets going on. Hi, man. So you unleash really, you start unleashing the power of these when you start stacking them and um, and just layer them together like this. Um, and then plus, this is just one instrument, and so you can imagine taking some of like the cello, if you had the cello like split down here and up here, the interaction between those. And I'm just playing these live, but the power comes when you have the layers and you can put them in your arrangement like that, so you can cover all of those different tonal colors and that type of thing. So it's very cool. Okay, so let's check out this other multi. And let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got dark sustains, warp sustains, and aggressive shorts. Aggressive shorts here. So, okay. Yeah, there we go. So it's very edgy, got a really aggressive edge on it. And all of the interplay just gives that motion, all of that motion going on inside of the yeah. And then you can expand these and see what's going on with those. So cool. Okay, let's check out the other. Ronnie B. Ronnie B, it's good to see you. Better late than never, I would say. And then thank God there's always the replay that you can go back and catch up. And so cool. All right, so this is the third multi that they give us here. And let's take a listen to that. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see all of you. That's why I like to come on live, because I get to spend time with my friends and and those who stumble across the stream and discover the channel. It's always so much fun to share my perspective and my love for doing these live streams and exploring these beautiful instruments. So here we go. So irregular ricochets, gypsy pizzicato, collegno, and collegno. So we've got 4 things going on with this. So yeah, so let's check it out. Just aggressive. So it makes you want to. So they've got the 2 collegnos down at the bottom. They've got them hard panned left and right. So that's what makes it just kind of have a nice, spacious. Wow. Yeah, Mario, it is. And Tema, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, it is very, very incredible. Okay, so let's do this. I want to go back. Um, I want to go back to, let's see, let's go back to the browser. And let's go back to the browser and let's go back to the, let's go back to the warp sustains. Okay, first of all, let's do this. Let's clear out this multi, and then now we can load the warp sustains in there. Okay, cool. Very cool. It's been a blast. This has been so much fun. I didn't quite know what to expect diving into this because, and I make the mistake. I said, well, yeah, it's a violin library, and then once you dive into it, it's just like, it just opens up. It just opens up a new world. So the thing is, you're playing these sounds, and some of them sound very modern. Thank you, Roger, for subscribing. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So some of the sounds we've listened to sound so modern and edgy, but the warp sustains is taking me back to some. It's taken you back, taken me somewhere very, very medieval sounding. And let's just put the distance in there. Yeah. Oh, man. We traveled a long, long way, crossed the sea and through the waves. We ran into some storms that challenged us along the way. So we got down on our knees and prayed to the one who controlled the winds and sea, and asked for grace to carry on this journey that we took today, not knowing where it would lead. But here we are on the shore, safe and sound to travel no more through life's sea. One day our journey will be o'er, and we'll not have to sail the stormy sea of life no more. Wow. Someday our journey will be o'er, and we will not have to sail the sea of life anymore. Yeah, we've got to end on a resolve of that. See what I'm talking about? That's what happens. It transports you into these crazy places. Rolf, it's good to see you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Benjamin. Yes, sir. That was me on AFV. That was just that was like one of the things I've always wanted to do. Yeah. So thanks so much for joining me today, and thanks to Sonixinema for allowing me to take on this adventure with contemporary soloist violin. And I just want to wish you all the best. And I just have to leave us, I guess, with another refrain of this. It's just like I see the waves and the ships, and it just takes you to an entirely beautiful place. Well, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you real soon on the next live stream. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've known the days to sing God's praise. And when we first begun,